I am used to being insulted by smart people. Smart people always call me stupid, or an idiot, or wish death upon me. And in some cases, all the above. Smart people like CardinalVirtues, and BigLundi, the three Trolls. This video was prompted by two of the three Trolls known as CardinalVirtues and BigLundi. They came to the page of my video, My Christian Challenge Part 2, and the adolescent nonsense commenced. The catalyst for this behavior was perhaps this. Theo Warner wrote, "I would love to discuss this challenge with you. However, regardless of what you say, and because you continually refuse to communicate clearly here in these comment sections, the only way we can continue to discuss anything is if you move this conversation to either Skype or Google Hangout or something like that. Thanks." I responded, "You and your groveling for Skype. I'm working on my latest video to you. It should be up soon. It will explain why we will probably never Skype again since you obviously can't take a direct no. If this was not the cause, something brought the children out because I was hit with, sometimes I wish I was a Christian, just so I wouldn't have to be associated with you, dude. I know you wish you were a Christian. Your defense of them reveals your depraved thinking. I defend people who are unjustly attacked. You should try it sometime. You obviously don't know the definition of unjust. That's right, you're a closet Christian. Yep, that's right. Praise Jesus. Sig Heil. I have some childrens to go and murder, then some people to enslave. Sig Heil Hitler for Jesus. I am literally a Nazi cause Billsy Bob says so. Seriously, dude, you're an idiot. Please kill yourself. Yes, a person's true self can never be hidden for long, and your purely corrupt nature is your only quality. Cardinal Corrupt. Yep, that's right. Praise Jesus, Sig Heil. That was music to your ears, huh? You're not just thinking about it all, don't you? Please kill yourself. You're the one that doesn't want to be associated with reality. Suicide's your best and for your type only option. Yep, I masturbate to videos of Hitler's speeches and then I fantasize about being Abraham so I could kill Isaac. I wouldn't have let that angel tell me to stop. He might have been a demon. What's a demon, Christian? Let's see if you can resist that setup. A demon is when Satan tries to get you to do no things like eat broccoli or read a Dawkins book. So Cardinal Corrupt possesses a skim of sense over a minute portion of his brain, but it was at this time that Tweedledum decided to chime in to assist Tweedledee. A demon is a dude on the internet who never shows his face and tries to act tough, telling people who they are when in reality they aren't, just to feel big, bad, and tough. Known to his friends as BigLundi, but more appropriately designated Mr. Miss by me. In my Skype debate with BigLundi, he missed everything I said to him. In a video made especially for him by Snake Pliskiness, he missed every point Snake attempted to clarify for Mr. Miss. He then, in our Skype debate, proceeded to ask me every single thing Snake explained. This forced me to reiterate it all, which of course he missed. A case study, my video, a quickie on my Skype debate with BigLundi. A brief history. In previous videos of mine, smart people mistook my talking about the signifier known as Christianity as talking about the target signified for the signifier Theo Warner. So in a subsequent video to those, I said I would rework those videos to more clarify for those smart people that missed. But those smart people, even though they proclaimed they now knew my intent, continued to insult and deride. So I informed them in the video, a quickie on my Skype debate with BigLundi, that I wouldn't be changing a damn thing. This prompted Mr. Miss to his usual. And you end with a to coke fallacy? A bully for you, my boy, especially since the only ones who have been arguably mean to you at all were myself and CV. But oh no, Theo's gotta pay too, right? Whatever. Theo called me stupid, dumb, and in the comments of one of my most recent videos, stupid again. Where have you been? Oh, that's right, you miss everything. My context, reading what BigLundi had to say, asked Mr. Miss this. Personal edification, what interplay are you calling it to coke fallacy? The end of the video where he declares he won't change the titles of his videos that hurt our feelings because we hurt his feelings. And no, it's not an ad hominem to coke fallacy. You're a hypocrite, so you're wrong. It's just a regular to coke fallacy. It's okay for me to do it because X persons did it. To better formulate it, it would be similar to the Romans had slaves, therefore it is okay for us to own slaves. Thanks, I hadn't taken it as an argument but an act of retribution, purely emotional. But that didn't deter Mr. Miss. One of his many idiot arguments is that it is impossible for humans to know if the God of Christianity exists. That video's only purpose was to refute that claim. His response to it was, so humans can't know things unless a God exists. Did you just agree with Eric Hovind? That's right, you miss everything. Like I said, humans can't know a God exists unless it exists. You'll of course miss that too, but that's good old you. And now proceeding from where we first left Mr. Miss, don't worry that we're leaving him here. We don't have to wait. He'll never catch up. A demon is a dude on the internet who never shows his face and tries to act tough, telling people who they are when in reality they aren't, just to feel big, bad, and tough. Whine, whine, whine. More like pointing out facts you don't seem to like. I do love how silly you consistently are. You really do seem to believe that CV is a closet Christian. I'm amazed at how credulous you are. Laugh out loud. I always forget you miss everything, but you're always there with a helping hand. to remind me that you miss everything. If I'm missing something, I assure you it's because you are incapable of ever making a coherent point. Well, Mr. Miss, I can play any game you and your Cardinal Corrupt want to play. Far better than either of you ever could by your reply. Did you miss that? Back to Cardinal Corrupt and his answer to what is a demon. A demon is when Satan tries to get you to do no things like eat broccoli or read a Dawkins book. It was with that comment, with nothing of merit to say as usual, that the full-throttle trolling of these two buffoons began. It was cute for a second like all unbroken puppies until they started shitting on the pillow. I relieved them of this delusion they possess that I am the one to fuck with. In other words, I told them my friends and I can visit their channels as easily as they can mine to settle the score, but not in the way these two petty crimes were going about it. Their trolling ceased. Mr. Miss really cracked me up with this though. In other words, what you want to do is say, I got trolled and now I'm mad. Effectively giving in to the trolling. Isn't that counterproductive? Oh, what am I doing? That's basic logic. You don't understand that much. Mr. Miss believes reverse nonsense like this will have some form of effect on my decision making. If you wanted to, boy, tell me the philosophical imperative that allows your juvenile behavior and why you think I shouldn't cut your throat because of it. Fortunately for Mr. Miss, I don't think he deserves such an action. Peer pressure is a powerful thing for kids. Unfortunately, Mr. Miss is easily influenced by scum like Cardinal Corrupt. Cardinal Corrupt's true nature was just getting started, although he stopped the trolling. Cardinal Corrupt went on with, after I called him a hypocrite, how am I a hypocrite? I've repeatedly attacked you for being a liar and a bigot. I don't really care if you flood my channel with comments. Feel free, you're small fry kid. Small fry are evidently big on your list. I assume big fry refers to your sub numbers. Cardinal Corrupt. Yes, there will always be more people in this world of your intellectual caliber than mine. Feel secure in that thought. 1 Socrates 856, 1 My Context, 1 Snake Plisskenus, 1 Gamut Man, 1 of any surpasses everything you are proud of. Yeah, I've had occasion to interact with some of the people that hold you in high regard. Annan, Tommaso, Mike Norman, to name but two. If they are what impresses you, you are nothing to be concerned with. If you are what impresses them, they have my pity. I know by small fry you are not referring to my intellect because you have more than demonstrated you can't fathom that deeply. Although you, Mr. Miss, and your friend Troll Warned have deluded yourselves into thinking you can. You third-rate contemplators nipping at the heels of what you aspire to are at the pinnacle of your rise. Although with age may come wisdom of a sort for you, I doubt your brains are still able to make new neuron connections. You're stuck. BigLundi helped me to see that you two are doing all my work for me here. In other words, for making my next video for me. The one that shows you for the trolls you are. I know being exposed as trolls would not bother you too personally in the least, otherwise you would not be trolls. I'll now skip ahead to non-trollish comments from these two. After I called Cardinal Corrupt a Christian sympathizer, he remarked, I'm not sure what that even means. So because I think I should judge Christians individually based on their merits and what beliefs they actually espouse, that makes me some sort of sympathizer. You think Christians can be individually judged? You should replace the word Christian with people in your sentence. Me, Christians are what their holy text tells them they are to be, what it has told me they are. A Christian is not an independent entity. It is the follower of a belief system called Christianity. How's this? The word Christian is just a word. It is a concept. The concept Christians appears in a bunch of religious texts. It is a signifier that signifies something. What does it signify? It signifies what a signified would be if it were to adopt that signifier, that concept. Why would that signified be called that? Because that signified would be a practitioner of a signifier called Christianity that is comprised of those texts. Those texts purport to define the signifiers Christianity and Christians. To adopt the signifier, the word, the concept of the signifier Christian is to adopt the definition of the signified Christianity. Christianity is a philosophical position, like relativism. Reduced to your infantile thinking, these are Halloween masks, hoods if you will. See, we've talked about Christians all this time and a human has yet to crop up. We can now introduce a human, and a person must now accept, alike, appropriate, and assume that mask, wear that mask, place that hood over their head. Okay, let's do that. So because I think I should judge people individually based on their merits and what beliefs they actually espouse, that makes me some sort of sympathizer. They're done. Are you asserting Christians are not people? That's exactly what I'm asserting. A Christian is a thing that follows the religion of Christianity. A Muslim is a thing that follows the Islamic religion. It is a designation. A person that accepts those designations can remove or regain them at any time, like the designation of general or captain. So Christians and Muslims are no longer human. Okay, they never were. The word okay isn't a human either, in case you hadn't noticed. So anyone who is a Christian never was a human being and is in fact a thing. The word CardinalVirtues isn't a human either. No one said it was. You said it. Here, and here. However, you're saying that Christians are not people and are in fact things. Why are you stripping them of their humanity? You're one sick, twisted fuck. I know you only like to hear what you would like to hear, but I'll try it this way. You have words and you have things. The word Christian is independent of anything save Christianity. The word Christian has no life. It is metaphysical. It is not a human. A Christian is nothing but a designation, a title. My argument asks what a Christian is, not what the people that call themselves Christians are. A general is a rank in the military service, not a person. What is a general? A rank that gives orders to lower ranks, not a person. Capiche yet? Of course not. No, Christians are human beings who believe in a variety of beliefs classed as Christianity. You are saying these people aren't human and are trying to justify your absolute insane hatred of them because of God only knows why. Seriously, kid, you're a sick, frightening, sadistic fuck. You're just as bad as those people who say homosexuals or Jews aren't human. Or like I said, a Christian is a child murdering, raping piece of shit. You don't like it? Rewrite their texts. What an individual that subscribes to Christianity is and what they would do if told by this God speaks volumes about them. What an individual that subscribes to Christianity is and what they would do if told by this God speaks volumes about them. If you can't make the distinction, I can see your confusion with the argument, but that's your problem. This, Sarah, is why you are a disgusting bigot. How can you run around calling people Nazis when if we swap Jew for Christian in your statements, your hate-filled screeds would be indistinguishable from the rantings and ravings of the most ardent of Nazis? You disgust me. I swap Jews for Nazis, fool. Their God just about invented genocide and slavery just for them. What world do you live in? You know what's in the Old Testament? This idiot still doesn't get it. But of course he has told me countless times he understands my argument and that I am stupid because I don't get his rebuttals to something he believes that argument to be. Well, Einstein Jr., Jew, Christian, Muslim. It's all the same God. It's all the same trash. You know, interpretations. Pick any of them you like. Swap what you like. Your non-rebuttals are still empty. I am comparing them all to Nazis. You got a problem with that? Rewrite their inhuman trash. But desperate requirement for rewriting, no, need for abandonment of these crude affronts to humanity would not occur to a sick fuck like Cardinal Corrupt. I honestly and truly hope you develop cancer or get hit by a bus and die in the near future. You are a horrible human being and I am honestly convinced that one day you will seriously go out and kill any Christians you can find. After all, according to you, they are not human beings. They are merely objects to be destroyed. Wow, some people will don anything. There are no recesses some do not inhabit. Some people are simply deformed. Self-defense allows me to adopt any enemy's MO. I will rise to any level, sink to any low you wish to inhabit, you corrupt dog. If you believe I am averse to engaging you on any level of shame you wish to advertise as, rethink, scum. I find it interesting that you would abhor killing anyone indiscriminately while you defend theists' right to believe indiscriminate murder, torture, and rape is justified if by the word of their God. As for killing indiscriminately, your murder would not upset me in the least. As for killing Christians, I'll leave that to people like you that evidently have such thoughts. I'm saying I'm against people killing each other. Cardinal Corrupt's full-fetted comments belie that lie. Wishing I am killed by a bus is not wishing a person kills me. Wishing disease, pain, suffering, and death upon me is not wishing you could kill me with a whim of your vulgar mind. You can now run to your Muslim, Christian, and Jew that harbor love for this God. Friends, open their scriptures and jerk your brains to mass murder. You, Cardinal Corrupt, revealing corrupt, inhuman thoughts such as these, and you, Mr. Miss, palling around with someone that harbors them, reveals how you two can vicariously sympathize with a child murderer, harbor a genocidal maniac, and protect and sup with a pedophile. I blame you not, I blame your parents. I have no problem disparaging the capabilities of your progenitors if the consummation of their parentage resulted in you two detriments to the names of your lineage. You want me dead, bitch? See if you can get your bulbous ass off that couch and see to it yourself instead of passing the buck, cowardly sloth. Back to Mr. Miss. I'm having a ball full of atheist God's essence, and it will defeat you at volleyball any day of the week. Before I told Cardinal Corrupt and how I would retaliate for their trolling, I told them I would. If you want to start a war leaving shit on people's pages, yours is just a click away. Go for it. I've been harassed by numerous Paul-tards. You have nothing on their zealotry, and you've taken the lessons you've learned from them to heart. You are a theist in mind, and that's the final nail in your bigoted coffin. Anyone who you don't like is either a theist or theist-minded. Since you're content in your miss, I was loath to explain my comment to you as not to increase your discomfort. But you asked, so you, of course, being an interpretationalist, when it comes to religion, believe there are religious zealots. I don't know what a Paul-tard is, but I'm guessing that wouldn't be a theist, so others can be zealots. Your zealotry in harassing me puts you in their class. Get it? Of course not. I hope you understand that anyone who actually pays attention to your bullshit recognizes you for who you are and is ashamed to be associated with you. This of course implies and asserts he's been paying attention. Keep that thought in mind. You push people towards theism. Maybe that's your plan. Maybe you want to be such a bad atheist that you can push people towards believing in God just so they don't have to be associated with you. Is that it? You sound mad. The truth hurts, huh? All this crap you just wrote denies your ability for abstract thought. Neat ad hominem, classically delivered too. You said this, therefore your credibility in this other thing is nullified. Good job showing how little you understand logic. Good job showing how little you understand what I wrote, as usual, Mr. Miss. You can rewind the video to now see what my comment meant, Mr. Miss. What am I thinking? You'll go too far and miss it. You sound mad because the truth hurts. Refers to you've become the Paul-tard you despise, as you've adopted their zeal and Paul-tardery. Your inability for abstract thought is revealed due to your lack of imagination to pick that up. And since neither of those speaks to the nullification of anything, you're just a complete moron. Maybe you want to be such a bad atheist. By bad, I assume he means not good. By not good, I assume he is referring to my reasoning ability and the arguments I put forth. I will also assume this point of comparison is himself. He is good at thinking, and therefore his arguments are good. Well, how about we see just how good Mr. Miss is? I think the problem here is that you don't understand what you say, as was demonstrated in our debate. Sometimes you say things and it's not at all what you're trying to get across. Unfortunately for that interpretation, some did and do understand. Why do you think you don't? Because I take you at your word and other people project what they think would be a more intelligent argument. In essence, he can't be that stupid. He must be saying this instead. Is that your interpretation, or are you a mind reader, Mr. Miss? It's my observance, because what you say clearly doesn't indicate what people get out of it. Therefore, they're getting their interpretations of your words elsewhere. Or wait, we're interpreting your words differently. That must mean your words don't exist, or you're an idiot. Want that the argument? So then their interpretations of my argument are legitimate, or is yours more, idiot? Or perhaps you're just a moron who can't make a coherent thought, and other people are just using some words you say to create their own arguments. Don't you find it kind of problematic that people look at your words like abstract art, trying to figure out what the fuck you're talking about? And then you are just a lying piece of trash. Or are you asserting you are the one that has figured it out, idiot? What exactly am I lying about? Oh, Mr. Miss, that no one but you can figure me out. Or have you, Miss, you've been saying that since the day you showed up on my pages, fool, about your characterization that I'm a moron because no one knows what I'm talking about. Because if you know what I'm talking about, as you've stated, then I'm not a moron. Because that would mean you're not projecting your own interpretations onto my assertions as you claim everyone else is doing. Also, I find it cute you have to keep confirming to yourself in your head that I'm an idiot by saying it over and over again. I find it cute you haven't answered the question. You know, how all that haven't agreed with you are projecting their love of me onto my argument, that for some reason everyone that is not you has no clue. As for confirming you idiot, let's see, a moron you called me, wasn't it? Stupid too, right? Oh yeah, and idiot as well. Mr. Miss doesn't like to be called an idiot. How about fucktard? Mr. Miss doesn't believe Christians of today have subscription to the atrocities depicted in the Bible. That Christians of today are defined by another Christianity somewhere. The following is Mr. Miss's favorite catchphrase. Even if Christianity was around before the Bible was written, for some inexplicable reason he believes the Bible is not Christianity. Most likely because he is the third dumbest fucktard you'll ever meet. I don't know exactly what this concept of yours seems to denote for you. I don't know how many different ways I have to explain the same thing to you trolls, but since video after video, transcripts out the yin-yang, and Skype debates were completely futile, I finally realized what it takes to get stuff through to you three. Your preschool mentalities have assured me you require visual aids. You know, pretty pictures. Let's start, shall we? What is Christianity? A bunch of psychotic notions floating around people's heads. Long ago, a bunch of psychotics started writing it down on stuff. A bunch of words written on a bunch of stuff by a bunch of psychotics. Let's call that bunch of stuff paper for the sake of argument. A whole bunch of papers. Bunches and bunches of psychotics read all that crap and came to the astonishing conclusion it was true. A bunch of psychotics wanted everyone to be just as psychotic as them. So they said, let's do an abridged version of this crap so we can dispense it to everyone else. We'll call it the best of the best, the cream of our texts. We'll call this piece of shit the Bible. So they took some of Christianity and they put it in here, moron. So the Bible is Christianity. You'll of course miss the full scope of that statement. If any modern day psychotics want to say that a page of this isn't Christianity, like you for instance, well, all you have to do is prove it. How do you do that? By picking up the big red hotline and asking, oh, But there is no hotline, is there? Your next best bet? Well, the big guy just simply rewriting what Christianity is on every single Christian's loving, forgiving heart. This by default would include your heart, because apparently what God is in yours too, right? As well as everyone else's. I imagine that's how you can come up with asinine comments like, even if Christianity was around before the Bible was written, and think it means and clarifies something, you intellectual flyweight. So this is how good you are? Is this as good as it gets? Yeah, you're good at something, Mr. Miss. BigLundi has dropped off my radar as he is just a wannabe. Wannabe's that animal cardinal corrupt. As a last attempt at clarification for these, I told them, what you need to accept is that Christians and Christianity are not human beings, they are concepts, philosophies people adopt. Wrap your head around that, and maybe you can see what you are defending when you defend Christianity, Christians, and Christian. You are not defending Theo Warner, nor any other person. And what were their rebuttals to this? Cardinal Corrupt's coup de grace was that my bad fashion sense will go down in history. BigLundi's definitive argument was that my art was bad, and that he knows a lot of better artists than me, as they simply devolved to a realm beneath pathetic. Although Mr. Miss did remind me that my refusal to accept his interpretation of my argument as the only one that exists continues to be the bane of his existence. I'll leave you to your sophistry.